Pandora didn't pay any attention. She winked at Toby and slinked off to Emma's room. Toby trotted right behind her. Nobody noticed, except Pandora. The end.
It's just about to be over.
No, Daddy's about to start.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Coachman, and this is Super Bowl Sunday on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. Kickoff now just moments away. It is finally time to crown a champion, as I'll hand it over to the two men who will call the action, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Cleveland Browns taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Beyond thrilled to be bringing you the Super Bowl. All the pomp, all the circumstance, all the pageantry. It doesn't get any better than this, partner.
I'm loving sharing this booth with you, sharing this moment. This type of a game, for all the teachers who said we'd never make it, we're here.
And we talked these last couple weeks about the build-up, the anticipation. I think these guys are just ready to get out there and get this thing started.
And I know that both coaching staffs have spent considerable time trying to figure out how to best bring their team up to a peak without taking them over the edge and causing a lot of issues early in the game.
And you don't think much of a pregame speech is needed for this one?
I think the pregame speeches were the shortest all year. If they didn't just say, let's go get them, guys, they probably talked too much.
I had a dog named Sebastian.
You know, boys, and you know it was a Lego, and she had a little girlfriend, and her name was Toby.
I love the way she says Toby. Wait, you know who we have to call back? Grandma Lola called you, and I wanted you to tell her about your friend with the same name as Grandma.
Grandma Lola?
Yeah. Remember your friend Lola?
I didn't tell Dad.
We didn't tell her that you have a friend named Lola.
After all the hype, it's finally time for football as we're underway in Super Bowl 56. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, the Oklahoma Sooner, Baker Mayfield.
Wait, slow down. Yes. Yes.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And that's not the start that he was looking for. He's going to be mad and drop behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw in film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch, when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Wait, you didn't read
That that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Oh, you're holding a bubble? Is that what
return
you're
there, call it 13 yards.
It's too loud?
And out will come the offense as they take over.
She's doing what they do in school when like, you tell them to hold the bubble in your mouth. That's what she's doing.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11. On 1st down, Wentz. Man open, it's Goodwin. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they make a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
We'll see if they go back
when you're in your classroom, or when your teachers try to read a book, sometimes your friends are being too loud, so they stop reading and read until everyone has a bubble, and then they
during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the 1st down.
Because she keeps saying, my friends are too loud. And then she makes her mouth into a bubble. And then she starts over.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz.
Okay, all of our friends are being quiet. They're all listening, okay?
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns 18. Into the red zone, Wentz. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Another good game. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Gonna stop forever.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. With the 1st touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
She understands rhyming.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells
Michael
me?
was reading her
really well. Head coach said,
book
listen, we're just going to stop
that had rhymes in it.
We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how
he would read the first rhyme, and then he would read up until the word that rhymed with the first line, and he would pause and wait for
here.
the
This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that.
Now she plays in the...
She
would hear thinking, and she would go, son!
It's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy. Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come down.
She said just now that the name of this book is Here Comes Trouble. So she said, here comes trouble, put in a bubble.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Mayfield. Caught here by Conley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His 1st catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a 1st down. Just the 1st quarter of the tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get
it
on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
Four receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. Throwing, Mayfield.
Everybody keeps hurt.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23.
On the double.
Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
On the double.
A quick throw now complete to Ross. No gain there on the completion.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Took my water.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield, and he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Watch what you're doing.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield with it once more. This is caught. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
How about the timing on that one? Where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Yes, I can read the book now.
The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
He didn't like spunky
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense
on
like 3rd down,
cats. He didn't like
those teeth are pretty sharp.
Cats always did exactly what they
absolutely none of it stuck him for a while.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So it's an old school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit.
She didn't pay any attention when he got into the garbage. She didn't pay any attention when he ran into the road. And she didn't pay any attention when he dug up the daffodils.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, what are you going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Pandora slinked by. She didn't look at Toby. She sat by Emma and licked her paws. Emma scratched her under her chin.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz. This short throw caught by Goddard.
That afternoon, Toby chewed up Pandora's toy mouse. Pandora didn't notice.
The reception
Toby ate
good
all
for
of
7.
Pandora's cat food.
It's 3rd down.
Pandora didn't notice. Toby threw up. Pandora didn't notice. The next day, Pandora clogged the curtains and scratched the sofa. Nobody noticed. She leaped up on the kitchen counter and sampled the cake. Nobody noticed. When Toby leaped up on the kitchen counter, Emma yelled, "Toby, get down right now!" Pandora pranced by, licking icing off her whiskers. Something had to be done about that cat. The next day, Pandora pirouetted across the patio and knocked over 5 flower pots. Nobody noticed. She chased all the birds from the bird feeder and scared all the fish in the fish pond. Nobody noticed.
And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Pandora climbed a tree. Nobody
tried to
noticed.
run the counter.
Pandora couldn't get down.
And when they're not
Nobody
you see the
noticed.
end result.
Except
because what you're
Toby.
doing there, you mentioned the counter.
Toby
You're
barked
using your offensive
furiously.
linemen
Be
sometimes to
quiet,
pull
Toby, Emma
to
said.
influence the
Toby
defensive
ran in
front,
circles
to
around
go
the
in that
tree.
direction,
Slow
and
down,
create the
Toby,
space back on
Emma
the other
said.
side and
Toby
block it
pawed at
appropriately.
the tree
But you're
trunk.
exactly right.
Behave
Didn't
yourself,
move him.
Toby,
Sat
Emma
there
said.
waiting for him and made the play.
Toby waded in the muddy brook and then ran back toward the
An
house.
incomplete pass on
Emma
that
ran
last
after
play,
him.
and that means they'll need to come up with something here
Toby
on third
ran into
down.
the kitchen and wrote across the clean kitchen floor with his muddy paws, "Cat
Shotgun now
in
for Wentz.
tree."
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Emma's dad got a
4
ladder.
catches
Emma's
already
mom
here in
climbed
the
up
Super
and
Bowl.
knocked
He's
on
got
the door.
another first down.
"I hope you won't get
So
into
how do you
any
beat
more
man
trouble,"
coverage?
said Emma.
First of all, you want to be a superior
Pandora
receiver,
didn't
but
pay
you know
any
something, that
attention.
guy is covering
She
you.
winked at
He's usually
Toby and
pretty good
slinked
too,
off
so
to
the
Emma's
quarter
room.
route is usually
Toby
a great
trotted
spot to
right
get it
behind
done.
her. Nobody noticed, except Pandora. The end.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And a reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Wentz going to lead his guys up first and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Wentz to throw again. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Wentz now on first down. That is caught inside the 5. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now, once again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And it's going to be caught front. Eagles touchdown.
Okay, sorry, you're
Carson
reading.
Wentz with 2 first-down touchdown passes. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
Goes and back and look his progressions and find the open receiver. I believe we just saw that there.
And we admire just a little bit more when it goes for a touchdown. Elliott good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that one a long 11-play drive. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a first and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield fighting through. That's out to Chubb, complete. The last play got just a yard. Here's second and 9 from the 26.
Nobody noticed.
Mayfield looks to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 4 catches already here in this Super Bowl. He's got another first down. Mayfield now, only 1 pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's first and 10. Mayfield now, and finding the tight end Hooper. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's a good catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl.
Why's that go,
On the couch.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield, that's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 41-yard line. Mayfield
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not returning after the catch.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Pressure too much this time. Down he goes. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. To throw, Mayfield. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this one is right down Broadway. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Maybe I will get.
Maybe.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. But right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see it take that hit.
They're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the
I asked her today, Ava, did you go on the potty? Of course.
and not hit him. There's the penalty.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is picked up by the Browns. The Browns drive about to get started. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the
It
break.
rained really hard this morning, right before I dropped her off at
Caught at the
school.
25.
And then it rained till like maybe around noon.
He's inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
But I don't think there was any
Charles,
bad
you talk
flooding
so much
around
about
here,
quick
but I
change
know
plays. There's
in
one
certain
right there. You
parts
get the
of
turnover and
the
boom,
area
down with a
there
big one.
was.
Defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in
Yeah.
practice. But in the middle of the game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they
Oh,
need.
wow.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. They'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Yeah.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham there to make the grab. As his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
Wow. Yeah, my mom.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is cut to 1 at 14-13. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This is fielded at the goal line.
Oh, no.
And a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Yeah, my mom sent a picture of a tree branch fell, or part of a tree fell in her yard and missed her car by like
able to get 7
a couple
on that
feet.
first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Yeah, so she's like, I'm glad I moved my car today.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Yeah, he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Mayfield now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Trevor Williams with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
But it was raining really hard, and we had tornado warnings.
You're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
Oh, he's going to take this out of the back of the end zone, and that's going to be a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems. And this qualifies as a big problem.
Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little, kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Now Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
Say drive safe, Grandma.
First down throw for Mayfield. Caught here by Conley. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. And how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a 1st down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, he usually gets it done. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And running with power here. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. Now a play fake here on 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run.
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down.
So the ref makes a call, no touchdown there, wipe it off the board. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here, we do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the point, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over with the penalty?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone, take away, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 8. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in Q3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Credit that breakup to Greedy Williams. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Again, it's Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. His 2nd catch in the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route. But he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction and was able to track the ball in another.
On 1st down, Wentz. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle 1st down. A quick throw there out to Jeffrey. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle 1st down.
Can I have my water, please?
Wentz now on 1st down. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. Wentz to throw again. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey there to make the grab, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
Trying to make a comeback often appears daunting, but the only way to get there, start small, score, and worry about getting the next one after that.
My friend Cheryl asked how we were all doing with the storms.
Yeah.
She lives in Cali.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, we had 3 small earthquakes here last night.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz.
It's like, is this like the
And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out.
Crazy. All right, ready?
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone.
Once
and
there
no
was
run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
And she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come.
The Browns drive about to get started. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
To throw again on second down, Mayfield. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Mayfield now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. A gain of 3, second down.
Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat apples and play in my
Now
shade
here
and be
on
happy.
EA Sports,
I'm too big to
all
climb
even as we get
trees.
ready to start the
I
fourth.
want to buy things and have
Back
fun.
now here
I
on
want some
EA
money.
Sports,
Can you give me some money?
all even as we get ready to start the fourth. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. His second catch in the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. A gain of 6 there on first.
And then one day the boy
Nothing
came back,
fancy on first
the tree
down, but a
shook
very
with joy, and
consistent
she
type
said,
of a play.
"Come, boy,
Hit
climb
that
up my
slam.
trunk,
A lot of
swing
people
from
call
my
it an
branches
extension of
and
the
be
running
happy."
game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. That one a first down pickup of 8. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Made a boat.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
I'm sorry, boy, said the tree, but I have nothing left to
The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3.
My branches are gone, said the tree. You can't swing on them.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That one is caught by Hunt. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Well, said the tree, straightening herself up.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
I saw a post coincidentally today.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled down, get into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this
I see no
drive.
reason why you can't go, says her stepmother slyly, if you get all your work done.
Wentz now on
Poor
first down.
Cinderella. As her stepsister sweeps the ball, she understands that
it's
she
a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia.
Suddenly, the fairy godmother appears. The wave of her magic wand, she produces a horse and carriage to take Cinderella to the palace.
They'll run it now.
With another swoosh, she turns Cinderella's rag.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
That's
a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Then the spell will be broken and
the run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
At the ball, Cinderella dances with the prince, and they fall in love. Cinderella feels like she could dance forever.
Throwing now is Wentz. His throw caught at about the 5. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal.
They claim the land.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal.
John Smith meets Pocahontas.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. It'll be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second down and goal. Wentz. That's caught at the 3. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
Maybe we'll get you after your first haircut soon.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd and goal now in a 1-score game.
Papa said that I would
Shotgun down for Wentz. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 2-yard touchdown.
Did Papa Jim say that?
And once again, the Eagles are back out in front.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you? Say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Important extra point up and through, and the decision to just kick the extra point
it's easy to
lines
find
up
that
successful.
when all your grandmothers have their own name.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Mayfield and the offense now. Down by 4, just under 2 minutes to go. A touchdown could win the Super Bowl as they got a first down. Back to throw. It's caught by OBJ. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops.
She shows him that
this will
all
leave him a yard short. Nice
tribe,
pickup of 9 yards on first
are
down.
brothers. John Smith explains that the Englishman will be the goal. There's nothing like that here.
Inside the 15.
Despite their different worlds,
And he's
John
brought
Smith
down,
will
but
find
not
his
before
own
he reaches the
Pocahontas
8-yard
listens to
line.
her heart. She knows that she and John
Only
Smith
way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. They'll run with Chubb. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stop past the line of scrimmage.
Queen Eleanor tells her
Now the
teenage
Eagles
daughter,
will use the second of their timeouts
I won't
as
go
they'll
through
talk
with
things
it,
over
says the
prior to
sheriff.
this upcoming second
You
down
can't
play.
beat me. Merida flees the castle on horseback. Later,
Mayfield.
under cover of darkness, she sees flickering lights deep in the woods.
This will be caught
The
at
lights
about the
lead Merida
6.
to a small
They'll get
cottage
this
where a witch
halfway
lives.
home from the 8 to the 4
Merida
on a
asks
gain
for
of
a spell
4.
to change her mind.
That'll be a
The
pickup
witch
of
gives
4
her a
as
spell
they work with
that
his
turns Queen
4-point.
Eleanor
And this is
into
caught.
a
For the moment, it's a touchdown.
This is
Multiple
not what
flags
Merida
down,
wanted.
so let's sort this
Somehow,
out.
Merida
Late
must reverse
game,
the
that
spell.
hurts. Take the
Instead
touchdown.
of running away from her
No doubt
mother,
about it. And
Merida
this is
stays
where
by
you
the
make
queen's
a
side
great
and
movie
protects her.
scene, right? Go
Merida
in, rally
teaches
the team.
Eleanor
Okay, Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
And little by little, the mother and daughter who used to play start to
down,
go on.
Mayfield. This is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead.
One day, Meredith realizes she loves her mother just the way she
this
is.
hasn't been the
No
smoothest day
longer
for
wants to
him.
change
They
her.
certainly picked the right
Their
time
relationship is
to get
mended,
right,
and
as they
Eleanor
like to
Bear
say.
turns
How
back
about that
into
for a
her true
touchdown?
self.
Boy, he did. I guess they say all's well that ends well. It's not over yet. But you're right. He picked a good time for that first touchdown pass.
Exactly right. Not over yet. The defense is going to have to make it hold up.
So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. So now it's the Eagles' turn, trailing by a field goal. 44 seconds to go. They need at least a field goal to send this Super Bowl to overtime as they come up on first down. They'll look to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Throw left side caught by Goodwin. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Now Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy's still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
Back to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10.
What, your eyebrows?
Back to throw. Wentz. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Oh,
Wentz to throw. He's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
It's a baby, baby. Oh, it's a baby, baby. Oh, it's a baby, baby. Oh, it's a baby, baby. What a cute little baby.
From the red zone now.
what?
Wentz.
And
He's got it. He's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive. And they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Elliott good on the extra point. And Peter, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory.
La la mama.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot.
And once they do take the big shot, you got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and making an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making a play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is this one will come to an end. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
It goes on and on and on and on. We are the champions, my friend. Boom, boom, and we'll keep on to the end. Boom, 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 boom. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Look, we won. We're gonna get the trophy.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here.
Last minute comeback win for the Super Bowl. Look, trophy. Hold up the trophy. Ooh. I'm going to Disney World. Look at that quarterback play. Look at that quarterback play. Dang, look at the ratings. Baker was 120. That's crazy. Look at the ratings. Both high. Look at the completions. Almost perfect. It's almost the same. What? Babe, look. I was 34 of 41. He was 36 of 41. So he completed more passes. One more pass in the same amount of attempts. If I had more yards and I had more touchdowns. Sheesh. Let's look at receiving. 11 receptions. Ooh, Godwin had 152. Rager had 102. Rager had 3 touchdowns. Let's go. Let's go. See, I'm done. Off season. That's another. Yeah. We practice it.
And now we should have what's the thing? Cannavaro has a lonely life. Mike Cannavaro.
She lived a lonely life.
Someone listening, lonely life.
I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my hell. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my hell. Then I'm fine as hell from my head up to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me by himself.
My dad showed out when it came to the book.
That's frustrating. What's her new thing? Of course. I say that.
No, I say that.
I say that. You got that from me. I always say, of course.
I say that.
He said, Ava, did you go to the potty at school? Of course, Mommy.
Oh, you can't see it. Oh, you see my 3 Super Bowls?
Don't you say why they live in a lonely life?
Says what, babe?
I said, shh. Can't say why they live in a lonely life. Make it a boyfriend. Or tell us to never top of water. Make it a tell us that and leave with the ball. Someone that you can get for everyone and the mother has a good time in the mud. Walk on and listen. Walk on and meet down the pit. Yeah. Oh, what? Down the pit. Okay, a white and a new one. You're not gonna run this. In the woods. The next winter to avocado. Or the lady.
Do you remember the song from Pocahontas?
What's calling you?
Okay, pass it to me. It's my boy Ant. Yo, bro.
What's up, bro?
Not much, man. Grinding. I'm back in B-More.
Back in B-More?
Yeah, man. Oh, all good. All good. Nah, yeah, so I'm doing this thing, right? So I got, alright, shh. My daughter told me this. I got in contact with the VP of Mass Mutual. And it's this financial company.
I'm not going to that.
You were just right. And I told him, you know, Okay. I told him, how I feel about everything that's going on in, our society right now. With, all right, go them on. Go read. Go, I'm on the phone, girl, go. So anyway, we started talking. He friended me on Facebook, and he basically saw all the stuff I was posting, sharing about, racial inequality, social justice, and he felt compelled himself as being the VP of this company. They don't have, and a lot of companies doing things like they're hiring VPs of diversity and all this stuff, trying to not just talk the talk, but do something about it. So he felt some type of way. He's like, we don't have any representation in our company. He was like, I want to do something. What should I do? And I was like, you coming to me? He's like, yeah, I'm coming to you. Like, what's a good idea? I said, yeah. Let me call you right back. Can you take it?
Yeah. Come on, Eva.
Why are you rolling your eyes? Can I have this conversation real quick?
Because I asked if you could help.
Can I have this conversation real quick? He just called me. What am I going to tell him? He's in the middle of training camp.
You can tell him.
He's in the middle of training camp. He just got back home.
You can't wait for 10 minutes? It's urgent?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, this is what we got to do, because this is what y'all do. Y'all financial planners. Y'all help people save money. Y'all help people grow wealth. That's what we got to do in these communities. We got to go to these communities. But this is the thing. He's like, all right, I'm about that. I could go with you. I said, this is the problem. You can't go. And no offense, but if we want to talk real, let's talk real. He said, yeah, I'm here to talk real. I said, you can't go. You know why? I said, you're a white man, nice watch, in a suit. I said, to be honest, you could be the most well-intent person, but people are not going to respond to you. I said, that's just not how, it's not how it's done. There are people who look like you, who have taken advantage of people who look like me, and they don't trust. They're not going to trust you. They're not going to trust you. I said, so this is what you can do. This is what's better than you going there. Let's say you go there and you have people with you who can touch the communities. Let's say that your mission is not just to educate and to help these people save money. Let's say your mission is to educate and get those people in the community who are fired up about this and who want to be a part of this. You get them to be trained up and licensed so they can serve their own communities. So the money, if there's any money to be made, is not money that you're making, that you're taking out the community. It's going to be money that stays in that community. It's going to be you doing something that's going to, roll over way longer than you being there. If you empower these people, you train these people, you get these people licensed, they can serve their communities, they'll be making money, there'll be a shining light in their communities. Like, hey, there's more ways to make money, there's more ways to be financially, literate and empowered through finances. So he was like, I could do that. I was like, all right, this is what I need from you. I need you to pull your people on the panel. I'm going to pull some people on my side. We're going to talk this out. So we've had 2 meetings already. We're going to plan another one for in the next coming week or 2. But basically, that's what we're doing. We're trying to go into these communities. We're trying to hold basically like town halls. We're trying to go from an aspect of this is how you become economically sound. This is how you become free with your finances. If you're interested, we're not just here to just help you. We are here to help you, but we want to know who wants to help in a way where we pay for your licensing, we pay to get you registered, we pay for all your training, we walk you through those steps, we get you certified, and then we get you doing these things for yourself and your community. So the money any money that's going to be made, it stays here in your community. We just want to help get you there. So that resonated with me, because if it was just them trying to like, hey, we're gonna come in, we're gonna help you out, we're gonna put you on our books. Nah, I'm not about that. I'm about that's not real empowerment. You know what I mean? That's what's been happening in our country all this time. So we had another meeting today. I hit Zedarius is going to be on this. I talked to him. He was on the call. Tori is going to be on this. You know, so I just wanted to get some people who I know are for their community, not just people who like just, you know, show face and bounce, like people who are really about like empowerment. And it was funny that I'm thinking of these people. I'm going through my head, and I was like, yo, I need to hit up Pam. I need to hit up Levine. And then like 2 seconds later, I get an email. And it's like, yo, it's from like one of the ladies in my company, and she's like, yeah, I'm trying to do something with the Ravens, and there are a couple charities that I'm interested in like bringing to the table. I know you have a good relationship with the CEO and the president. What do you think about these charities? And I click on the one, I'm like, nah, don't do this one. And she said, why? I said, nah, this guy's no good. And she was like, who? I said, Anthony Levine, he no good. Nah, but for real, we wanna get in with you somehow to sponsor your event. But that's on another topic.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm bet you do everything I can to help support and build up the communities and everything, man. Because you know that's what I want to do. But I won't be able to get on no calls or Zoom calls right now because
you in camp.
I'm in camp.
Yeah, I know. No. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that. Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah. Word. I'm gonna send you more info tomorrow on that. But basically, the help that I would need from you, basically, is just to show face and to talk and tell your story. Your story, like I know you, like you. It's a lot of these people who are doing these things in the community. They have no story that resonates with the communities they're trying to be in. That's another reason why I told that man, like, you can't, like, you have good intentions, but you can't connect. These people don't look at you and see themselves. Like, people look at me, people look at you, they like, that's me. That's what I look like. That's my story. And your story is a good one, you know what I mean? Not even a big school guy, you know what I mean? Not even a big school guy, and not only did you make it, you stayed, you played, you succeeded, you're a captain. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, you smart with your money and you give it back to the community. That resonates loudly. So I wouldn't need no money, no funding, no nothing, just like you talking and telling your story.
Alright, so you say you're going to send some information on the show?
Yeah, I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Send me information. We're going to be rapping about it, but we'll stay in touch and try to get this thing going.
Of course, and then I'm gonna get my company to get behind you on that bowling event.
Well, I appreciate it.
Of course, I got you. They got pockets, man. So I'm gonna direct it now. All right, fam. Take it easy. Yeah, you too.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love it, hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Keep grabbing every time I'm through. Same packet of what he do, so I never get confused. Hotel, get a bird's eye view. Hotel, get a waiting room. To the magazine, wait for me. Maybe I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some custom shoes. Okay, Run up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, daylight lights, camera action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, tried to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. And up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use a can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, it's crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Yeah, drown out my problems, let me Run up and it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
I'ma shine out, working hard, yeah I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Brady Moss, yeah my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jake Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How I fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How I fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Ay, why I never saw you in the field though? Ay, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How I fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How I fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss 4 rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. I do this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Moving to that glowing hill, I'm giving they soul the chills. My truly code is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. It burst off the edge like I don't know no bill. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, bit this way, fight before the deal. Say this one for your photo real. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, how about it? How about it? You want it, you have it, you got it. Go snatch and skirt the lot. Go ahead, jump it, how about it? How about it? Rep for your bro, for your post, your pop, your projects. Pain driven, itching from it. Look how far we coming. Heartbeat for the streets, you can do it. Ain't built for the weekend. Sweet, this sugar, one man army, but get deep. Watch what you doing. I ain't damaged goods, damn it out the clay. You wish you could. I do this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Moving to that glowing hill, I'm giving they soul the chills. My truly code is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. It burst off the edge like I don't know no bill. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, bit this way, fight before the deal. Now it's time to get it lit. We got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints and ride. We earn 30 years, so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your chess man. We installed doubt in you and your yes man. And if the game had things, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we play with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. You ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, set to the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all beat flow. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? Close encounter of what kind? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all beat flow. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter, right? Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? Close encounter of what kind? But can you rock it like rocket fuel? I just got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spin. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed it, blinding my dreadlock. In the end zone with the red dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Know you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. Back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spin. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go yo, then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Hello, that's the Jag calling. Talk it, let me go real quick. To let my Jag talk it, I eat it. Ooh, Pac-Man, that's the way my neck talking. Right, I ain't never coming back. The way the stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad, but I'm past that. With a NASDAQ, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's fast. If the money low, I'ma grab brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit, I'm glad. When the check missed, the direct hit, I'm sad. Like who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. That's gon' make you up like a limbo. She said she not a, she an. Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't getting too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go yo, then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan Gold Tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boards than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan Gold Tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boards than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched and I better get set in. Finish them, mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum all. In the embers, what I'm better killing them all. Rogue One, but I got a team with me. Bad man when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan Gold Tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan Gold Tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat or watch I eat now. Like how you couldn't pay the freestyle. Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. What state brought me looking bleak now. I was homeless, sleep designer sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak, they listen. Couldn't find the social fishing. Who the cool, it wasn't you. I know it's true, cause you look like the opposition. Run it up, greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan Gold Tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan Gold Tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. Do this so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. Do this so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest. Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion.
The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, the opposition in. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, Wallace, the unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, Wallace, the unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Can I turn this off?
Get in your bed.
She usually actually does. Can I turn this off?
Sure.
So easy, so clean.
Ava, do you have to go potty? Let's go.
Now, those guys are characters, but they represent something that's happening with a lot of businesses around this country. So let's bring in Dr. William Schaffner back with us tonight.
Let's go, Ava.
I agree with the one size shouldn't fit all. And I agree that a little bit of the preliminary, let's shut everything down, wound up catching the good and the bad in terms of its effect. And reopening, I understand the frustration of people saying, so I can kickbox outside, but I can't have anybody inside, even though they're not going to be touching each other. I can do, yoga, or I can do one-on-one training, but I can't have people 15 feet away from each other with nobody up on them. I get their frustration. What is your thought?
I think that their frustration is understandable, and it's emblematic of so many people who, as individuals, are going out, not wearing masks, not obeying social distancing. They don't really understand it. And sure, there are inconsistencies because one size does not fit all, but in emergent matters, we have one size. And that's the way we have to implement kind of large-scale public health interventions in order to interrupt the transmission of this virus.
No buts. Go lay down.
It has to come first. But, look, the problem for the state is they've made exceptions to the rules and changes within that same genre of business. And then it starts to get a little bit more imbalanced in terms of what's fair and what isn't. But when you think about a gym, would you go to a gym, and if not, why?
I wouldn't go to a gym, but then I haven't gone hardly anywhere except briefly to the supermarket, and I go to my office, but I'm totally enclosed while I'm there. I'm away from everyone else. So my contact with other people has been really marginal and very, very rare now for several months.
So those guys say you're better off in their gym than in the supermarket. Everybody's touching the food. They don't wear the gloves. You don't know who's sick and who isn't. The ventilation system's not as good. The people working there don't clean the same way that they do because they don't have to. Their gym is cleaner than even a supermarket. How much does it matter how a place approaches its protocol?
Of course it matters. It matters a great deal. And it sounds as though these fellas have a good case. I I'm no attorney, but their constitutional case sounds terribly weak. But I get where they're coming from as human beings and as people who are trying to run their operation in the best possible way. It's exactly what they say at face value. They're in a difficult situation. It sounds to me as though the health department hasn't had a reasonable conversation with them either.
Right. And also, look, they told us early on, I don't know if this is still true, Dr. Today, telling me this now, that you don't get it through sweat. This virus doesn't transmit through sweat. Do we still believe that?
I don't know anything particular about sweat, but that's something that can be taken care of in a circumstance like that by disinfection and good hand hygiene, right? We still think that this virus is transmitted through close personal contact over a long period of time indoors. That's the major way it's transmitted. We think now also that inanimate surfaces play a role, probably not as important as we thought initially, and we're also talking about airborne transmission, that is, transmission at a distance. Probably also happens on occasion, not very important. It's still close in contact or in a prolonged period of time in an enclosed space is where most of the transmission occurs. That's the highway of transmission. And the others on the side streets.
And the overriding factor that you've mentioned many times, Doctor, but it deserves to be repeated, is if we had better, quick, or what we call rapid testing and turnaround of results, we would be in a different place with our schools, with our gyms, with our businesses, with our reality, because we would know in almost real time who we have to take care of and who we don't. And that would free up a lot of activity that now we just don't know enough to be safe. Dr. Schaffner, thank you. We've got to continue talking sense, because it's the only way we'll get where we need to go. Thank you, Doctor. We'll be right back.
A global pandemic, an overdue reckoning on race, an economic crisis, and an election right in the middle. The 2020 convention starts August 17th at 8 Eastern on CNN.
When you think of a bank, you think of people and a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile. When we started Carvana, they told us that selling cars 100% online wouldn't work. But we went to work. Building an experience that lets you shop over 17,000 cars from home. Creating a coast-to-coast network to deliver your car as soon as tomorrow. Recruiting an army of customer advocates to make your experience incredible. And putting you in control of the whole thing with powerful technology. That's why we've become the nation's fastest growing reseller. Because our customers love it. See for yourself at Carvana.com.
With moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, your plans can change at any time. Your head wants to do one thing, but your gut says, not today. GI-focused Entyvio is made for this. Entyvio acts specifically in the GI tract to prevent an excess of white blood cells from entering and causing damaging inflammation. Entyvio has helped many patients achieve long-term relief and remission. It may help you too. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. Although unlikely, the risk of PLO, a rare, serious, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, experience frequent infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Liver problems can occur with Entyvio. If other treatments haven't worked well enough, ask your doctor about Entyvio. If you're experiencing financial hardship during these trying times, Takeda may be able to help.
The Martin here just realized they outgrew their home, so they use Rocket Mortgage to finance their next one. Need to know your natural, your method, and your ability? Rocket Mortgage.
Tomorrow, growing concerns emerge in new hotspots as the virus continues to spread. Start your day with the facts, the experts, the truth. Start your day with Allison Camerata and John Vernon on Midday. Tomorrow, starting at 6.
We've always been safety first. And we always will. For people. For the nation. And there's never been a summer when it's not in use. Wherever you go, so it's safe. Get 20% off your annual call to 5 years on select Maryland States and City.
With new Fast Play games from the Maryland Lottery, you can play fast and win fast. And you can enter your Fast Play tickets to be an Orioles contestant of the game. You'll win fast for being chosen because more fast for every host in the league. And there are 2 winners per game. Play fast, win fast, and play safe. At University of Maryland Global Campus, the value is the credit that you don't have to take again. I was able to transfer about 70 credits, which helped me save a bunch of money and finish my degree faster than I expected. Apply now at umgc.edu. Spread facts, not fear. Join CNN for Global Town Hall, live Thursday at 8.
When young Americans experience the breathtaking beauty of the Grand Canyon, when their eyes widen in amazement as Old Faithful bursts into the sky, when they gaze upon Yosemite, towering sequoias, their love of the country grows stronger, and they know that every American has truly a duty to preserve this wondrous inheritance.
Yosemite. You know, it's like us, truly Jewish people. Historian Doris Goodwin joins me right now. Personal favorite of mine. Welcome to Prime Time to the Scene.
Yes, I'm glad to be with you, Ted.
You and I should take a trip sometime to the Yosemite Park so we can visit with all of our Jewish friends who were there. Look, it's not about his ignorance of not understanding the words. He would later say, nothing like this since Roosevelt. This president loves to compare himself to the greats. But that's not really his job. It's you. What do you think?
Well, I think that's true. It's not the sitting president's responsibility, or should it be a contest between him and the other presidents. It's true the Great Overturn Act is a good thing to do, to make these deteriorating parks get repaired and give a lot of jobs. But if you wanted to make a comparison, Teddy Roosevelt was the one that set aside $200 million of these parks in the first place, that made Grand Canyon safe from the protection of mining interests that wanted to go there. But the important thing is that Teddy stimulated a movement. He was part of a conservation movement. That was the legacy he left behind. And almost all the changes that take place in our society that really, really matter are when there's an outside movement. Is it the civil rights movement under that LBJ was able to be part of? Was it the anti-slavery movement that was part of Abraham Lincoln? The women's movement, the gay rights movement? When they connect to people in power, that's when something happens. So that's what we should be looking for. That's the moment we're at right now. It's a possible movement out there, like the Black Lives Movement, and we need the leadership. We could really compare, I think, Mr. Trump to FDR. I mean, because that's the really important comparison that so far he hasn't made.
Right, about seeing the challenge and what you do with it in that moment. Interestingly, the Great American Outdoors Act that he was signing was not just a bipartisan bill, but it was introduced by John Lewis. A man he has gone out of his way to disparage as if it were equal that, well, Lewis didn't come to my inauguration, so I'm not going to his funeral. The idea of embracing bigger movements. The president spoke about that in the way. I want to play.
I did more for the black community than anybody with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln. Whether you like it or not, people say, oh, you really, you believe you did more than Lyndon Johnson across the civil rights? I think I did, yeah. Because I got prisoners, you did it wrong then. I got prisoners, Lyndon Johnson things. He passed the Civil Rights Act. How has it worked out if you take a look at what Lyndon Johnson did? You think it's a right? How has it worked out?
I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days
Help
I
me
just
with
have to
that.
check up on myself.
Well, how it worked out, the South was legally desegregated. The Voting Rights Act provided the vote to millions of Americans. But the incredible thing is that Lyndon Johnson would be the first one in that voting rights speech and the civil rights bill to say the heroes of those acts were the people in the civil rights movement. And when he embraced it and he asked for civil rights and he asked for voting rights, it was because it was not just good for Black Americans, not just good for Northern or Southern Americans, it was good for all of America to do this thing. When Abraham Lincoln was called a liberator because of the Emancipation Proclamation, he said, no, don't call me that. It was the anti-slavery movement and the Union soldiers that did it all. I was an instrument. Well, he was far more than an instrument because he gave voice and he gave leadership at that time to what had to be done. But it's that connection between the outside, and John Lewis is emblematic of that outside movement. And to not be able to say he was a great man when we understood what he did on that bridge that then produced the great speech that LBJ gave on where he embraced the anthem, the civil rights thing, we shall overcome. It's incomprehensible to me to not understand who he was and what he represented.
What will be interesting is how people like you, Doris, and other historians define the moment of this pandemic. Every president who has a crisis on their watch becomes defined on how they handle it. And you and I have never seen someone deny the existence of a crisis and push an attitude of inaction the way this one has. It'll be interesting to see how it's remembered, and it may get written sooner than later. Doris Kearns Goodwin, thank you for your perspective. You're always welcome on the show. It's a big treat.
I'm glad to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
When you shop with Wayfair, you spend less and get way more. So you can bring your vision to life and save in more ways than one. For small prices, you can build big dreams. Spend less, get way more. Shop everything home at Wayfair today.
This is Kate. She always wanted her smile to shine. Now she uses a capsule of TheraBreath Healthy Smile Oral Rinse to give her the healthy, sparkly smile she always wanted. TheraBreath. It's a better mouthwash at Walmart, Target, and other fine stores.
Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need? Now you can sell your policy, even a term policy, for an immediate cash payment.
We thought we had planned carefully for our retirement.
But we quickly realized we needed a way to supplement our income.
If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify to sell your policy. Don't cancel or let your policy lapse without finding out what it's worth. Visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if your policy qualifies. Or call 1-800-481-1700. Coventry Direct, redefining insurance.
We all want to help one another. We want peace, not like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate or despise one another. This world is room for everyone. Good earth is rich, and it can provide for everyone. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give you the future and old age and security. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Let us all unite! I'm not ready to lose my hair. Not now. But I never thought there was a real solution. Now I use Keep, the easiest way to keep my hair. And I can get my treatment without leaving the house. Go to Keeps.com to learn more.
Join Anderson Cooper and Dr. Sanjay Gupta live for a new CNN Global Roundtable on the coronavirus pandemic.
We're determined to bring you as much knowledge as we can.
Coronavirus Vaccine Field, live Thursday at 8 Eastern. Yes, we
Did you back after a couple cocktails? Xfinity's your home for certified sports. An all-new episode of United States of America will be coming up Sunday at 10.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Cuomo and welcome to Prime Time. We are 2 hours this week. I'm in for D. Lemon. This president went from everything's all under control to this is all going to disappear to 156,000 plus dead. It is what it is.
What's dying? I think it's under control. I'll tell you what, how? 1,000 Americans are dying a day. They are dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
It is. It is what it is. It is a pandemic that you are not doing enough about on purpose. Inaction on purpose. By now, we know that this is happening because it is what it is, and he is who he is. And that is somebody who won't admit that he's stupid, who won't say that now he has to do it differently. He doesn't want to address the pandemic because he warned that it was going to go away. Don't worry. Then what did he say? Well, it's going to get worse before it gets better. So what are you going to do with it? Nothing. And instead of acting, he is distracted. Listen.
We are continuing to monitor particular hotspots across the southwest and the west. And we're seeing indications that our strong mitigation efforts are working very well, actually.
He's reading it because he doesn't know what he's talking about. And that suggestion is just wrong. It is at odds with reality. And for the reality, here's our opinion.
Our national response to this pandemic should be a national embarrassment.
It's under control as much as you can control it.
The data that actually comes from the White House task force backs up exactly what Dr. Birx said. There is uncontrolled spread in over 32 states in the country.
6 months into this pandemic, the virus is not under control, despite the president's claims. Cases surging in southern Illinois.
Data can tell you if you're winning or losing against the virus. Unfortunately, right now, the virus is winning in Jackson County.
Early gains giving way to spikes in San Francisco.
People pretty much finding complacency. They weren't scared anymore of what was going on.
And while there are some bright spots, California's positivity rate is declining, and 14 states, including Arizona and Florida, are seeing a dip in new cases over the past week. Of the 28 states in yellow, those holding steady, many are plateauing at a very high level.
I think these new levels are going to make what we've had already seem like, boy, I wish we were back in the old days.
Deaths, which lag by at least 2 to 4 weeks, are rising in these 27 states. Arkansas and West Virginia seeing record hospitalizations. Atlanta's Georgia World Congress Center, now a surge hospital, again.
It saddens me that we are still headed in the wrong direction so many months after we had an opportunity to get on the other side of COVID-19.
In Georgia's largest school district, 260 employees can't work because they've either tested positive or been exposed to the virus. 2 new studies suggest testing and contact tracing, still lacking, are the key to reopening schools.
We don't want to endanger one student, one teacher, one support professional, one community member.
Teachers in one Phoenix district calling on the governor to issue statewide safety mandates as Arizona's top education official warns it's unlikely any school in that state will be able to reopen safely for in-person or hybrid learning. If you just look at the facts, the U.S. has about 4% of the world's population and about a quarter of the cases, 25% of the cases. We definitely have a problem here in the U.S. But something else to think about, Goldman Sachs economists are pointing to parents as the next group of workers who could stand to lose their jobs, knowing that single parents, those young children at home, and parents who can't work from home are most at risk to not be able to work. And pre-pandemic, we should point out about a third of the U.S. workforce had children at home. Chris?
Erica, very important perspective. Thank you very much. We're in a jam, right? So many of the people who watch this show are parents. And, you know, one of the bonds we have is that, you know, I'm living it the same way you are. I don't know what I'm going to do with my kids. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know that the schools are trying to figure out. I don't like the hybrid model. Why? I see it as the worst of both worlds. I get that we all want our kids back in school. So do I. Find a safe way to do it. Find the space, find a way to do it safely, and find a way to get the rapid test. And then I'll put my kids in the school. But why would I want my kids in the school so that they can be exposed to a group setting where they don't really know who's sick and who isn't? And I don't buy this fever thing either. Why? Well, a lot of things can give you a fever. You can have COVID and not have a fever. There's no smell, no taste there. That's a good little piece of science that they're developing, that helps us know. But so I'm going to send them there. I'm going to send her there. They're going to be exposed. They're going to come home. Now, I can't have my mother around. Now, I got to worry about my in-laws. And then I still have to deal with my wife not being able to do what she wants to do work-wise, because I get it easy, right? I'm lucky because I have to come here and do this. But we're still going to have the kids at home and have to play that Zoom BS again, where they won't let you see the lesson, but you got to help the kid with the plan, and the kid doesn't know what they're doing. And what if your kid's not a self-starter, which is like 90% of our kids? All of this could have been avoided and still could be avoided if this president would put his arms around the problem instead of pushing it away and covering his eyes. Get us the rapid tests. Do what the UK did. And so, instead, we get this.
The figure I look at is death. And death is going up now. It's 1,000 a day.
If you look at death,
yeah, it's going up again.
Let's
daily death.
Take a look at some of these charts.
I'd love to.
We're going to look.
Let's look.
And if you look at death,
yeah, it's starting to go up again.
Well, right here, the United States is lowest in numerous categories. We're lower than the world.
Lower
than Europe.
In what? In what?
Take a look. Right here. Here's case death.
Oh, you're doing death as a proportion of cases. I'm talking about death as a proportion of population. That's where the US is really bad.
Well,
much worse than South Korea, Germany, etc.
You can't do that. You have to go by where. Look, here is the United States. You have to go by the cases. The cases.
Why not as a proportion of population?
What it says is when you have somebody that has it, where there's a case.
Oh, okay.
The people that live from those cases.
It's surely a relevant statistic to say if the US has X population and X percentage of death of that population versus South Korea.
Go by the cases.
Well, look at South Korea, for example. 51 million population, 300 deaths. It's like, it's crazy.
You don't know that.
I do. It's
you don't know that.
You think they're faking their statistics, South Korea?
Let's bring in Dr. Ashish Jha, director of the Harvard Global Health Institute. Well, I'm not going to burden you. Here's the problem, is that he is spending time distracting from the reality instead of addressing it. I don't even get the political play. I know, Ashish, this isn't your deal, but he's got time to put his arms around this and get us where the UK is right now with testing, which creates a solution for the angry gym owners who are on the show, a solution for the angry parents like me who don't want to send my kids back this way and hate this hybrid model. It's like the worst of both, in my opinion. What is the reality of, he says today, you know, we played this game yesterday. I want to play it again. Yeah, we want to get to where the UK is. How big a deal is it?
How big a deal is what the UK is doing?
How big a deal is it for us to get where they are?
Yeah, so Chris, here's the story. And again, thank you for having me back on. Look, we are in trouble, not just because we haven't built the testing infrastructure we need, but we also don't have a serious federal response anymore. Testing is actually falling in half the states across the country. We're worse off now than we were 2 weeks ago. The only piece of good news in all of this is that today, 7 state governors basically announced that they are going to go it alone. They're going to go without the federal government, and they're going to go through their own testing and build up their own testing infrastructure. And I think states are basically giving up at this point.
What does it do that 7 of them bond together? Why is that helpful?
It's helpful because with 7 of them coming together, you start getting the kind of market size you need to be able to go to companies and say, look, if you ramp up and we can help you ramp up, we will be here to purchase your product. This is what the federal government should have done 4 months ago. They could have gone to companies and said, build up your things and we will pay for it. They did. And now the states are doing it. We're going to have, I think, other states join in. And states are doing it.
That's the way it should have always been, and the blame isn't on the president or the federal government, it's on the states for not figuring this out sooner?
No, there are 2 reasons why we should have gone with a federal response first. And I guess you could argue the states maybe should have just given up on the federal government a little earlier. But look, the money sits with the federal government. They have the purse. They also have a bunch of powers that states don't, right? They have the DPA, the Defense Production Act. And so while states can do this, I think everybody acknowledges this is plan B. This is the second best choice. I think at this point it's really incontrovertible that the ideal would have been the federal government doing it. They couldn't, or they didn't. So now the states are pulling it.
Let's talk brother to brother for a second here with schools. I can't in good conscience. No, it's not my job to do this anyway. But you know, we become proxies sometimes. They see me talking to people like you and know what they're talking about, and they think that somehow by osmosis I may know something. I can't tell people in good conscience to send their kids back to school. I don't even know if I'm going to do it. This hybrid thing it sounds stupid to me. That, well, we'll only put them there sometimes. To me, it's like, so you're only going to put my kid's hand in fire sometimes? If they're exposed to a classroom and you can't count cases, then whether it's 1 week a month or 4 weeks a month, it's too much. And obviously, at home has all these logistical issues and problems that are academic. Let's keep that away. That's not public health per se. But, you know, I guess it's better than going every week in terms of exposure. But at the same day, don't you have the same problem with you? That if you can't count cases, then you're not ready to have kids in those places.
Yeah, so I am a big believer in testing in schools as one of the ways of counting cases, as you say, and
they say they can't get the tests that give you the quick response, and they can't get the lab access to get quick turnaround.
Yeah, so there are 2 things here. One is, first of all, and also schools don't have the money. So Congress has got to put in the money for schools to do this. And then, yeah, like, again, it would have been helpful if the federal government had ramped up these rapid tests. You know, the White House gets a daily test with 15-minute turnaround. Can you imagine if our kids were just as important as the folks who visit the White House? If we had done the things to get to rapid testing in America's schools, we could open now. My argument is, if it's not safe to open now, start online. Work really, really hard to build up the capacity to do rapid testing. When it becomes available, when you've got case numbers low in your community, then go to in-person teaching. It's not my ideal choice, but it is better than risking it when it's not ready, and it's better than giving up altogether. So that's been my suggestion and advice to school superintendents and mayors across the country.
Because that's what they say to you, right, is we can't do the testing, we're afraid.
Yeah,
and that they don't have space. They talk square footage too. But I got to tell you, that bothers me also, Ashish. And this is a little bit of a dovetail into your area in politics. You know, you know this already, but you know, in 1918 they did a better job at teaching kids in outdoor spaces, putting up tents, they did that with the courts. We haven't done any of that. We haven't innovated anything here.
Yeah, just because I feel like there are 2 reasons. One is, first of all, I think we have way over politicized this. I think there are too many politicians, starting from the top, who have made this a political issue. I think that's really frustrating to me. The second is I do think people are not being creative enough. And I've been saying to folks, like, look at your public libraries. Use that as space.
Movie theaters, churches, armories, community centers. Nobody's using any of them.
Right, go outside. Look, in much of the country, September, October, you can do it outside, maybe with space heaters even in November. But the point is you can be outside for a good chunk of the fall. Let's do that. We know that's safer. But it will require real leadership. If it's not coming from the federal government, it's going to have to come from states, from governors, and then mayors and school superintendents are going to have to do it. Again, they're not used to fighting a pandemic, but they will have to learn how to do this. And there are a lot of us in the public health world who are ready to help. We want to help schools, we want to help teachers, we want to help school superintendents figure this out and get going.
Weak people make hard times, and that's where we are right now. We are not thinking. We're not thinking like some people who want to survive, who want to get ahead of this, who want to beat it. And it really is going to be the tale of this administration and really this period in our history. Dr. Ashish Jha, thanks for being along for the ride, and thanks for keeping us straight on what the possibilities are.
Thanks, Chris.
So, look, it matters that the president says things about historical figures, about other presidents, about institutions that changed our society, like the Civil Rights Act. It matters because it is a window into what he is about as a person. He always says the pandemic is what it is. He's right. Hold on. And he is who he is. He trashed John Lewis again. Why? A week after his funeral. Trashed LBJ. He diminished the significance of the Civil Rights Act. He said, well, yeah, how'd that work out? What? And he dismissed the wildly unequal numbers of black people killed by police, all in one interview. So what does that interview mean to somebody who is an advocate and an ardent supporter and implementer of the Black Lives Matter movement? Angela Rye. I'm going to help her get her jaw back off the floor into her face so she can speak. Next.
It's a familiar story. Allergies ruining your sleep and next day too. Taking Xyzal at night relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec at nearly half the size. Be wise all, take Xyzal at night.
When I noticed my sister moving differently, she said it was like someone else was controlling her mouth. Her doctor said she has tardive dyskinesia, which may be related to important medication she takes for her depression. TD can affect different parts of the body.
In today's trying times, we're here to help you manage TD. Visit talkabouttd.com for a doctor discussion guide to prep for your next appointment in person, over the phone, or online.
We were so relieved to learn there are treatments for TD.
Phil Swift here for Flex Paste, the incredible rubberized paste. Right out of the tub, it clings to the surface, and it instantly fills gaps and holes. Flex Paste dries to a strong, flexible rubber, perfect for sealing RVs and campers. Use it to help prevent flood damage, stop rodents from getting in your home, or even crafts and hobbies. Get Flex Paste and the Flex Seal family of products at FlexSealProducts.com.
The all-new Sandals Montego Bay, Jamaica's newest and hottest resort. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Your house is your future. Protected from unexpected expenses. Leaf Filter prevents damage to your home and keeps loved ones safe. At this challenging time, your safety is our priority. You're at home and see things that need work, but gutter cleaning is dangerous. With Leaf Filter, you don't have to climb a ladder to clean your gutters. Our process is safe and outdoors. Protect your home and your future. Visit us online at getleaffilter.com.
This is Fracture. Just upload an image, place your order, and it'll show up at your door beautifully printed directly on glass. And this isn't just another frame, not just another canvas. This is new. This is a Fracture. Visit FractureMe.com and print one today.
Find your keys. Find your get up and go. Find pants that aren't sweats. Find your friends. Find your sense of wonder. Find the world is new again. At Chevy, we'd like to take you there. Now, during the Chevy Open Road Sales Event, get up to 15% of MSRP cash back on select 2020 models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. It's time to find new roads again.
The
It's about being healthier, not the healthiest. It's about saying no to preservatives and yes to preserving yourself. It's about food that feeds you, not just fills you. It's Daily Harvest. Get started today at dailyharvest.com.
A great therapist helped me improve my life dramatically. And they can do the same for you.
Get $65 off your first month of Talkspace therapy with coupon Michael65.
Talkspace. Therapy for all.
This isn't dry food or wet food. It's not burnt brown pellets. It's real meat and veggies, developed with vets and delivered fresh to you. Visit tryfarmersdog.com and get 50% off your first box of food.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm excited to let you know my digital show Full Circle is back. You can watch it every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. live, Eastern Time, or anytime on demand. And to make sure you never miss a show, you can get alerts on every episode via the CNN app. See you then.
President Trump says he's done more than any other president for Black Americans, all while downplaying the civil rights legacy of the late John Lewis. Here's what he told Axios' Jonathan Swan about the congressman.
How do you think history will remember John Lewis?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know John Lewis. He chose not to come to my inauguration. He chose. I never met John Lewis, actually. I don't believe.
Do you find him impressive?
I can't say one way or the other. I find a lot of people impressive. I find many people not impressive. But I didn't.
Do you find his story impressive?
He didn't come to my inauguration. He didn't come to my State of the Union speeches, and that's okay. That's his right. And again, nobody has done more for Black Americans than I have.
I understand.
He should have come, but I think he made a big mistake.
Taking your relationship with him out of it, do you find his story impressive, what he's done for this country?
He was a person that devoted a lot of energy and a lot of heart to civil rights, but there were many others also.
Let's bring in Angela Wright. It's good to have you on prime time. What do you hear in his words, not so much about John Lewis, but the significance?
Well, I hear someone who doesn't know about John Lewis. I hear someone who has not done any research, has no education about John Lewis's tremendous contribution to civil rights and beyond. After John Lewis crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge, he stepped into a robust and lifelong career in legislative advocacy and public service. Something that Donald Trump can certainly learn from. I'm sure it is convenient for him to erase the legacy of John Lewis, because that would mean that he would have to acknowledge the ways in which Republicans have engaged in voter suppression, and he's benefited from it, right? It would mean that he would have to acknowledge the fact that even though H.R. 1 and H.R. 4 were passed in the House this year, that the Senate has been negligent in taking up either legislative measure that would make elections fair and safe in this country. So it is not in Donald Trump's interest to acknowledge the lifelong legacy and history of John Lewis. And I also think it's significantly unfortunate, given the fact that we just lost this giant of a man, and Donald Trump is stuck on whether or not somebody attended his inauguration 4 years ago.
By the way, we can both imagine him saying the same thing about Dr. King if he were alive during Trump's era. That if Dr. King said something about Trump that Trump didn't like, he wouldn't care what he was about. He'd say, this guy's meaningless. That's who he is. If you're good to him, you're good. If you're bad to him, you're bad. There is no other context. We're just not used to that in someone who's a leader of the free world. That's why he can say, Civil Rights Act, Angela. How'd that work out? I did more with bail reform than that.
And you know, Chris, I think that the trouble here is, the one thing I appreciate the fact is we know where Donald Trump stands, and that's nowhere. Unfortunately, with some of the Republicans, they have paid a lot of lip service since Congressman Lewis's death. They've talked about how much of a hero he was, but if he was so much of a hero to them and a leader to them, they should be following suit and ensuring these same voter protections. Donald Trump can create whatever revisionist history he wants to about the legacy and all that he thinks he's done for black people, but the facts are not on his side. So it's up to an incumbent upon the American public to educate ourselves about the truth of what is coming out of his mouth, and it's not much.
And on policing, which is obviously going to be relevant in this election, obviously the pandemic is overcoming everything, but that is going to be a big undercurrent of people's feelings about the state of play in America. Here's what he said about policing.
Do you believe, though, Mr. President, that many police treat black people differently from white people?
Well, I hope not. I hope not. And certainly
you've seen the statistics.
The knee on the neck was a disgrace, okay?
Yeah.
It was a disgrace.
I'm talking about, what does systemic racism mean to you?
I hope the answer to that question is no. Does anybody really answer that question accurately?
But what about not hope? What about analysis? What's your cold-hearted
I have
view?
seen where there is a difference, and I don't want there to be a difference. I don't like that there would be a difference. But with that being said,
why do you think black men are 2.5 times more?
People,
I know, but why do you think black
in
men
a larger number
in context?
have killed
But why do you think black men are 2.5 times more likely to be killed by police than white men?
That I don't know, but I don't like it.
Is that enough?
Of course it's not enough. And I think, again, it goes right to the heart of what we're talking about here, which is where Donald Trump sits. Donald Trump is the chief executive, the commander-in-chief, right? The leader of the free world. He doesn't have to not like something, Chris. He's not a pundit on air, right? This is someone who can use the power of the executive. President Obama used to say, with the power of the pen, right? He can use the power of the pen and change it. He can engage in executive action, executive orders, sign legislation. He could urge the Senate right now to pass justice and policing. Instead, he pulled out this watered-down version of an executive order after the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, which, by the way, he has yet to speak to. He's not done anything meaningful in this area. Yes, I give him credit for the First Step Act, but it's time to see some changes after the first step. The first step is not what's going to save black lives in this country, right? So he doesn't have to like it. It's, by the way, it's 3 times more likely to be killed. Black men are 3 times more likely to be killed than white people. And I think that if he really doesn't like it, then he needs to prove it with executive action and with signing some legislation into law that will actually save lives.
You are what you do, not what you say. Angela Rye, you are right to draw that. And in fact, it happens to be the topic of my life lesson tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. Be well. I'll talk to you soon. We have some election results that are going on in a couple of key races. We're going to give you that right after this.
This is what it's like wearing regular shoes. No all-around support. And this is what it's like in Skechers' new Arch Fit footwear. It's all the comfort and support you need.
Refill, snacks, hot towel.
It's good to have support. Try Skechers Arch Fit, podiatrist-certified arch support.
Download the free app now. I wanted to start dating again, but I didn't know where to start. Silver Singles made it easy for me to get back into dating.
Over 1 million singles trust Silver Singles to get back into dating. Signing up is easy. Start your search today at silversingles.com.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
At K-12's Destinations Career Academy, I'm one of a growing number of high school students preparing for a great future.
Destinations is tuition-free,
Online and in person.
a place where I can get a traditional education with state-certified teachers.
And take electives
To explore fields I'm interested in. With Destinations, I'm ready for college, career, or maybe a little bit of both.
These schools may not be for everyone, but they're here for anyone. Anyone
anytime, any place. Education for anyone. Enroll today.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Now you can save as much as half the time and cost of conventional construction and stop renting space from others. Just call 866-96-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs. You can get a 40 by 60 foot building for less than $30,000 or a 50 by 100 clear span building for under $50,000. There's no wasted space and construction takes half the time. With strong construction spending and high demand, this special pricing will not last long. Call 866-96-STEEL and get your options and pricing package on dozens of building options. Call 866-96-STEEL and see how General Steel can save you time and money with a building custom designed for your needs. Call 866-967-8335. That's 866-96-STEEL.
Go to school, get a job, get a second job, a third, a fourth. This is America's new gig economy. I'm in Austin, Texas to see how it all works and how it doesn't. How many hours a week are you doing the gig stuff? Constant hustle. When are you sleeping again? Like so high. On an average day, you're sleeping 2 hours.
The basic struggle of our time is about whether we can have a system where everyone can do well.
An all-new episode of United Shades of America with W. Kamau Bell, Sunday at 10.
Iron Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, is back. The ultimate showdown.
Shark Week is hard, man.
Shark Week's main event, Tyson vs. Jaws, Sunday at 9 on Discovery.
Someone's gonna get bit.
Your local Xfinity store is reopening. Come in and explore the new ways you can stay connected. We're putting healthy practices in place to keep you safe. By social distancing, making sure everything is professionally cleaned, and requiring everyone to wear a face covering. Come visit a store today. Stop in or book an appointment online at a time that works for you. We're here to make life simple, easy, awesome. Ask, shop, discover at your local Xfinity store today.
I'm Diane Gallagher in Atlanta, and this is CNN.
President Trump, don't vote by mail. It's all fraud. It'll be the most fraud-ridden election in history. President Trump, if you're in Florida, you should vote by mail. Seriously. He tweeted, whether you call it vote by mail or absentee voting, in Florida, the election system is safe and secure. The home of the hanging Chad. So, in Florida, I encourage all to request a ballot and vote by mail. Why the change? Let's go to the briefing room.
I wanted to ask you first about what you tweeted out earlier today in regards to Florida and your comfortableness as it relates to mail-in ballots for Florida. Why does that apply to Florida and it doesn't apply to mail-in balloting across the country?
So Florida's got a great Republican government. 20 states with Republican governors allow for voting by mail, with no excuse, okay? Only Florida gets his thumbs up. I wonder why. We have the Wizard of Odds, Harry Enton, here to break it down. What is the answer, Wiz?
The answer is that he's losing in Florida. I mean, that I think is the easiest answer to the question, right? I mean, take a look at the latest average of polls. He's down by 6 points. Biden's at 50%. So he's losing, and he feels like he needs to shake things up. This is always what it is with the president, right? He's transactional. He sees he's losing, he wants to change up the game.
How important is Florida? Can he win without?
It would be very difficult. I mean, you go back over the last 96 years, and this, I think, is the key number. Only twice in the last 96 years has the winner of the election not won Florida, 1960 and 1992. And in fact, for a Republican, no Republican since Calvin Coolidge in 1924 has won the presidency without winning Florida. So while there are certainly universes in which Trump can win without winning Florida, they are very, very minute.
What happened in '92 that would happen to have to happen this time for it to vote against Trump, and yet he wins?
I mean, look, obviously, if Trump were able to maintain that base in the Midwest, right, in those Great Lakes states, if he won Pennsylvania, he won Michigan, he won Wisconsin, in that case, if everything else stayed the same from the 2016 map, he could lose Florida and win. That's the universe in which it happens. But it's not really a real probable universe for any number of reasons, not the least of which is that the president's actually polling poorer in the upper Midwest, in those Great Lake battleground states, than he is right now currently in Florida.
Another aspect here is that mail-in requests are somewhat indicative. You note here that what we're seeing in Florida is that so far Democrats are jumping out to a huge advantage in mail ballot requests. That is why he was bashing the idea of being able to vote this way, but also probably why he's now asking his own people to do it.
That's exactly right. I mean, the Republicans were so worrying down there over this developing trend. Right now, take a look at the margin in the request between Democrats and Republicans. It's nearing 600,000 voters. Back in 2016, the number of requests for the 2016 general election was basically even. So President Trump is seeing this man, is seeing the polls that show him down, and obviously recognizes that something needs to change. And that, to me, is the most logical explanation why all of a sudden vote by mail or absentee, any of that, all of a sudden is acceptable to him in Florida, while it's not acceptable apparently to him anywhere else.
But the problem is that he caused his own problem, because you're seeing in the numbers that his own people are less likely to want to vote by mail because he's told them not to vote by mail.
That's exactly correct. President Trump has caused this problem, and he hasn't just caused it in Florida, Chris. This, I think, is what's so key, is he's caused it nationally. If you look at the polls right now and you say, okay, how are you going to vote? Are you going to vote in person, or would you prefer to vote absentee or by mail? What you see currently in the polls nationally right now is that Democrats overwhelmingly, 51% of them in a recent ABC News Washington Post poll, said that they wanted to vote by mail versus just 20% of Republicans. That is a huge margin, and much different than what we saw in 2016 when that margin didn't exist. It's very clear that Republican voters have been listening to President Trump, and therefore they don't want to vote by mail. And you know what? Banking votes before Election Day, especially in a pandemic that's unpredictable, puts Democrats at an advantage.
Especially at a time when he hasn't gotten any kind of game together on the pandemic. When this starts in September, that early voting, those will be people who are voting with kids who haven't gone back to school. The economy's not opening. They're not doing the testing. They're seeing it in the UK is better. Other countries are going to echo that kind of acceleration, and we may not. That's a bad time to have voting. That's when mail-in voting may make a difference. Harry Anthony, thank you. So from context to the urgency of consequence here, breaking news on this election in parts of our country, okay? A primary race is getting national attention. You're going to recognize one of the names even if you don't live there. Let's bring in Jessica Dean. Thank you for joining us tonight. What is the news out of Kansas?
Well, Chris, we can report tonight that Roger Marshall has defeated Chris Kobach there in Kansas. You mentioned that people might be familiar with one of these names. Chris Kobach, of course, a hardliner, a Trump ally for a while now. And this really was an interesting race that got national attention because it really illustrates a divide within the Republican Party that we have seen playing out. This was kind of a microcosm of that. And what happened was a lot of the establishment getting behind Marshall, really believing that he was the one that could win the Senate seat coming up in the fall. But Chris Kobach, of course, getting in the race as well. It was a large race, a big field. And President Trump failing to endorse in this race, really kind of staying back. Republican establishment had hoped that President Trump would weigh in for Marshall. They believed that was their best choice and their best chance of keeping that Senate seat. But President Trump, we had reporting from earlier in the cycle that he didn't want to weigh in on this because Marshall had supported John Kasich in the past, and so he had really kind of hung back. But again, the big news tonight, Chris Kobach getting beat by Roger Marshall. Again, Democrats had hoped it would have been Kobach because they thought that might have set up a better chance for them to actually pick up a seat there in Kansas. Of course, the Democrats looking to take back the Senate in the fall. But that would be, if that happened, Chris, it would be the first time a Democrat had won that seat for the Senate since 1932.
Jessica Dean, thank you very much. An uphill battle for Democrats in that state, to be sure. Kobach is also relevant in terms of where we are right now. The president's bashing the idea of voter fraud. Kobach was his boy on that. Remember, that's the guy who put in charge of that Fugazi commission to track down fraud in the 2016 election. Remember, they had to disband it? So it's interesting that Kobach goes down in his own party at a time that Trump is playing that same song that you can't trust the system, you can only trust him. All right, another tragedy that needs to be on your radar in Beirut. A massive explosion, all right, as strong as a magnitude 3.3 earthquake. I want to show you this blast because you haven't seen many like it. What? I mean, it does look like a bomb went off. Dozens are dead. Thousands are hurt. And there are lots of questions because we don't know that it was a bomb that went off. We don't know whether this was attack, whether is this about a manufacturing accident. Why did this happen? I mean, it is obviously spectacular to see, but what is behind it? Because a lot of people were hurt and killed. We're going live to our correspondent in Beirut. Next. What?
This isn't something that's just going to go away like that. It's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to ask for help. I've seen what therapy has done for me. I think the opportunities are endless of how many people we can help. Talk space. Therapy for all.
This isn't dry food or wet food. It's not burnt brown pellets. It's real meat and veggies, developed with vets and delivered fresh to you. Visit tryfarmersdog.com to see your dog's personalized meal plan.
When we started Carvana, they told us that selling cars 100% online wouldn't work. But we went to work, building an experience that lets you shop over 17,000 cars from home, creating a coast-to-coast network to deliver your car as soon as tomorrow, recruiting an army of customer advocates to make your experience incredible, and putting you in control of the whole thing with powerful technology. That's why we've become the nation's
dash. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100 yard dash, 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 yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. They on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a piece, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. There's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach regret even letting them stay in the game. Team morale took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just try not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take all poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. They're gonna blitz past it. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. 100 yard dash. 100 yard dash. 100 yard dash. 100 yard dash. 100 yard dash.
How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name, huh? Ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Yeah. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. Yeah. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. Yeah. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I been on my everybody drop when I drop. Yeah. This shorty, she support ride. Lifting up. Never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tie. You will never know, you ain't never try. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase up the rings. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase up the rings. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase up the rings. Leave beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, it's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit, your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop, it's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired, can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Leave it beats, leave it in the street, case on the news. conversation, ain't got time for no debate. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs, they by my side. And we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs, they by my side. And we gon' ride till we die, die, die.
I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no else. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. Get it by myself. I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I said like I'm Eno. Think I'm part Italian. Blame that on Gino. Smells like the medallion. The skin on cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. At a genie with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish she's well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by themselves.
That's why I treat women good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just
yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no else. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. 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 I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. I'ma get it either way. I don't even gotta say what I want when I want. They just put it on my plate. I could get it right away. Take you through my day to day. Wake and pray, make that play. Get some good at my place. There's some on the way, cause my bro's on the way. I got stones on my gold. I got loads in my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight. Set up getting thick, so I put it on display.
What is wrong? I make a joke. Everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no else. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. 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 I'ma get it by myself, yeah.